Hi everybody, my name is Fiona. I am starting a blog on Ehlers Danlos Syndrome. I have the hypermobility type. If anyone doesn't know what it is basically a syndrome, connective tissue disorder that affects multiple things. So in this video I'm going to discuss how I came to it, which was rather quite a journey in itself. So, excuse me, I got an itchy eye for a minute. So it was more like a multiple long journey. I had it since I was a child. When I was growing up, I really excelled in sports. So basketball, softball, baseball, wrestling, shot put. So I was very good at that. And I did a bit of martial arts for a few years, and even during my teenage years I would have issues like knee dislocations, and in the 90s not much was known about hypermobility or Ehlers Danlos at the time. I generally got put in casts from my ankle to my just above my knee to try to control the dislocations. And I'd be in and out of orthopaedics for a period of 5 years during my teenage years. So anyway, I decided to move abroad. I lived in Mexico for a few years teaching English out there and doing a few bits of martial arts here and there and some charity work, and my knees were getting worse and I really didn't understand why. Then I had a major injury to my knee. And this is when everything started going wrong, really. So I basically came back home and I saw a surgeon here, and the surgeon said to me, "Oh, you've ripped your ligament in your knee. This is why your kneecap keeps dislocating. You've ripped your MPFL, which is a ligament which should basically stabilise your kneecap to stop it from dislocating." So after this surgery, I had a random thing happen where my wounds just opened up completely. And from that point, I remember saying to the surgeon, as in a joke, I was like, you know, either your stitch is really, really bad or there's just something seriously wrong. And from that point, there was a lot of conflicting issues. So then my knees are still dislocating and things were just not adding up. And I saw a registrar at the time who was a locum, and he said to me, "Oh, you're hypermobile." And I looked at him thinking, well, what does that mean? So I went back to the surgeon. He looked inside my knee again and said, "Nothing wrong, wear a brace, get on with it." I said, "No, I'm getting a second opinion." So I got a second opinion in a private sector who again mentioned the word hypermobile, but nobody would suggest anything or let me know what it meant. So from that point, I went to another surgeon after having an argument with my previous surgeon who did the MPFL because my knee was still dislocating. So as you know, many people know in this profession, unfortunately, if you do argue, it can lead to constraints, conflict of interest, and, well, let's just say a few arguments here and there. So anyway, I sat with a surgeon who checked my knee, but started doing different things with me, like pulling my fingers back and checking my mouth and my jaw, and he'd go suddenly straight quiet on me. So I think he suspected something but wouldn't tell me because I knew he'd worked opposite my previous surgeon. And I said to him, "Look, I've spoken to people. I think I have an ACL rip because I am an ex-athlete and I know something's not right, because when I'm pivoting around corners, it's just not working. It's given out. I'm getting 9 to 10 dislocations a day on this knee. Something isn't right." As you can imagine, me saying this in medical terminology to a doctor, he didn't take it lightly, shall we say. So from that point, he did MRI, came back and just went, "Yes, your ACL is ripped at the back." I remember laughing because I was like, I'm just expecting the worst now because things just keep ripping and we don't know why. And so from that point, he did the surgery, and I had to beg for it because I felt like my knee was giving out. It gave out in the middle of the road, and it just was beyond a joke. So from that point, I had the surgery for the ACL. The surgeon didn't think it would work, and then from that point, I basically said to him, I will make it work because that is my mentality, to make sure there's a good outcome from it, because every patient outcome is different, as you can understand. So from that point, had the surgery, and then even weirder things happened. So the cannulas kept breaking, and they kept stopped working, and they would blow, and they kept trying to get veins in me. And then I had one of the anaesthesists say, I know what you've got Ehlers Danlos. And then she knocked me out. Then I was knocked out. But the scariest thing was I actually woke up during the surgery.